Don't be so scared to take an educated risk. I'm big on, not taking, not really thinking things through as far as taking a risk. But if you're going to jump into starting a business or jump into real estate, follow through with exactly what you said you were going to do, or what your business plan was. Follow through with it. Don't get sidetracked. Don't worry about the money. Don't get caught up in buying the materialistic things or working because you want to buy a brand new car at the end of the road. Do it for the right reasons, and just follow through with exactly what you say you're going to do.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back, Championship Leadership Podcast. We got Josh Marzucco here, just out of Naples, Florida. Thanks for being here, Josh.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, absolutely. First question: championship leadership. What's that? What comes to mind for you? What does that mean to you when you hear championship leadership?
Championship leadership, someone that takes charge, someone that is a great leader, someone that can take over a room, that's not afraid to take chances, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. Why don't you, if you can, tell the listener a little bit about yourself and kind of the journey you've been on and how that brings you to where you are today and what it is you're up to today.
Yeah, for sure. So I started out in the restaurant sports bar business with my dad back in 2008. And we were always, flipping and building houses on the side. Both of my uncles are general contractors here in Southwest Florida. And we would kind of just use their license to do our own flips and our own new construction. And for years, my dad would pester me to get my real estate license.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to be a real estate agent. I like what we have going on. I love the bar business. And but finally, I sucked it up right around 2014 and got licensed. And it kind of just took off for me on the retail side. And I was able to use my license on flips and new builds, and but just started getting blown up by the outside world to buy and sell homes, and I kind of just ran with it. Okay. And then at the end of 2017, just decided to launch my own brokerage, and just went with it. And fast forward to today, started out with one agent back then in a little office here in Naples. And now we have 5 offices and just over 400 agents.
Oh, wow. That's awesome, man. All in the Naples area, or?
No, we're all over, spread around Florida, Naples, Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Tampa, and we're actually way up in Lake City, Florida, a little bit in Jacksonville.
Okay. I just ran 100 miles from Jacksonville to Daytona a couple of weeks ago. There was a Daytona 100, so I just ran that little area, I guess you'd say.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
When you say ran, you physically ran, or you?
Yeah, it's like ultra marathon. Yeah.
Okay,
miles.
yeah. I've heard
all the way down the A1A. Yeah,
that's you're definitely braver than me. That's awesome.
Yeah, or dumber. I don't know.
That's a hard. I've known a few people to attempt that. And we just went through hell with training and everything. So
yeah.
My hat's off to you on that.
Yeah, no, yeah. You said Jacksonville just brought me back real quick. So what's the name of your brokerage?
My last name, Marzucco Real Estate.
Yep. Okay. Very cool. Well, who have been some of the championship leaders, coaches, mentors that have impacted you, and really, what are the characteristics from those individuals that really stand out to you?
Yeah, so that's a great question. First and foremost, I would say my father. No college education, barely made it through high school, and just one of the hardest working, physically hardest working people you ever meet.
Yeah.
15 years later, he's still working the bar 7 days a week that we own.
Oh, wow.
He's in there yelling and screaming every night, like a typical Italian restaurant owner. But he'll be running food, washing dishes till 11:30, 12 o'clock in the morning every night. So wow. Definitely my father. I learned how to be really frugal on the business side. You know, in my opinion, you don't go take a massive loan out and go open a business. You start small. You got to crawl before you can walk. And I really am glad I grew up in the bar business with him, because I learned a lot on how to save money, how to, you know, manage the bills and stuff like that. But as far as growth in the business I'm in now, my dad's a home flipper, and you know, we joke and say he kind of works out of his pocket. He doesn't know computers or technology at all. You know, but now he owns, you know, 12 rental properties here in Naples, and he started with from scratch with nothing when he first came to Naples. So I look up to him extremely. My two uncles are very successful as well, very successful in the construction and concrete business here in Naples. Started with nothing, two of the hardest working guys I know. But a gentleman by the name of Tom Stefanski, he's the president of Deutsch Family Wine and Spirits. It's one of the largest distributors of wine and spirits in the world. I'm sure you've heard of Josh Wine and Yellowtail Wine. Those are two of his brands. So he's a mentor and someone I consider, you know, one of my best friends. Really helped me with my business plan with Marzucco Real Estate. You know, really structured things out and was eye-opening in the first couple of years for me. And he's someone I can call any given day, you know, even as high and powerful as his position is, you know, he's traveling all over the world every day. He'll always answer the phone and take my call and, you know, take time to give me some advice. And then another good buddy of mine, Ben Fletcher, he's the CEO of Pure, which is an organic stevia company. And he started the company in his mom's garage probably 15 to 20 years ago. And it just got a crazy evaluation into the hundreds of millions. He's in Whole Foods, Publix, he's all over I'm sure you've seen his sweeteners everywhere. So he lives here in Naples. He showed up to my Christmas party Friday night. So that's how close of a friend and mentor he is. Actually, Tom showed up too. Tom Stefanski came to our Christmas party Friday night. So that's, you know, two amazing guys, two super successful guys that I have on my side. You know, Ben really talked me into designing a cool, modern, trendy office space for agents to come work at, where a lot of brokerages nowadays are going digital, trying to get rid of the overhead, trying to get rid of the brick and mortar. We designed a really cool, you know, glass offices, open concept, you know, really cool closing rooms and meeting rooms. And we kind of brought the agents back into the office. And I can attribute Ben for giving me that idea, you know, and we ran with it and it worked.
No, I love that. Well, I mean, you're kind of going the opposite direction where everybody else is going, right? And I don't know, especially after these last few years, people miss that connection, right? And being around others.
Totally agree. We never shut down for COVID. Any of my offices, I didn't feel like it was my place to tell agents they couldn't come in to work. And as you know, Florida went crazy during COVID with the real estate market. So even if I wanted to shut down, agents never would have let me. So
totally.
COVID was unrealistic times. Looking back, but it was a good time for real estate for 2 years here.
Well, you're positioned to be able to take advantage of it too, right? So
exactly.
That's awesome. So you're still in the bar business though? You do still own some of those with your dad?
I'm still a small percentage owner with him. Definitely hands off. Like he called me yesterday last minute, you know, to come in and pay the sales tax, and I still do some of the ordering and the payroll and stuff like that. More so on the accounting and back end side than physically being there like him.
Sure. Yeah. Well, what's the vision for you? Like you said, you've grown tremendously from, you know, going, not even wanting to be a real estate agent to starting a brokerage with one other agent to, you know, over 405 locations. I think championship leaders have incredible vision and courage to take action on it. So what's your vision, maybe next 5 to 10 years with where you want to go with your brokerage?
So I want to definitely get into the title and mortgage realm. I'm already partners with two companies. but I want to kind of dive a little deeper into that, whether I start my own or, you know, become more affiliated with the people I'm currently with. So that's definitely been in the back of my head, and I'm already getting my MLO license next month.
Okay.
So I'm, you know, progressing with that. But in the next 5 years, my goal is to hit 1,000 agents total. And 2023, we're going to focus heavily on creating a digital side of the brokerage. And that's solely, you know, we're always going to do brick and mortar locations.
Yeah.
But I have so many agents in rural spots of Florida, you know, asking to join us. I have agents reaching out to me on social media from other states asking if we have a Marzucco. And so I'm going to try to get licensed brokered in other states, starting with Tennessee, and, you know, maybe not do brick and mortar locations in those states, but definitely offer a digital side of the brokerage, you know, just so we can stay, you know, competitive. My theme and concept has always been brick and mortar and, you know, in-person meetings and training and stuff like that. You know, but to keep up with the competition, I'm not afraid to have, you know, also offer a digital side of things.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I was just going to ask if, you had plans to expand out of Florida. So sounds like you do. Yeah.
We do.
Very cool. Very cool. What's a moment for you, maybe like a critical moment, kind of that fork in the roads where, you know, you chose the path you did that has you where you are today, but had you not, you'd be in a very different place. You know, I think there's a lot of strength for people in those moments right now, currently, to hear how others, you know, had decided and had it work out for them. So is there a moment or two that you can share with us?
Yeah. I mean, I would have to say, it's when I was actively selling with the brokerage I was with, and I was a top producer out of like 200 or 300 agents. And they just came to us one evening. They took us to a really fancy dinner at Shula's Steakhouse. And we thought we were getting awards and bonuses and whatever it is. And they're like, oh, hey, by the way, we got bought out by a franchise brokerage. And they said, your commission splits are going from 100% to 70-30 overnight.
Oh, wow.
And, you know, myself and 9 other top producers got invited to this dinner. They were telling the top producers before the rest of the company. And we were all just kind of looking at each other in confusion. And they're like, we never, you know, have taken one lead from you guys. Like, you know, we're 100% commission brokerage. We don't. So they lost, unfortunately, they lost like about 150 agents in 2 weeks.
I bet. Dang,
and,
wow.
And I kind of followed a mentor at the time that, you know, was on the same team as me, and her and I went to another 100% commission brokerage. But I had just recruited like 10 or 20 of my friends to that brokerage, and everyone was kind of looking at me, you know, like, did you know this was coming? I'm like, nobody knew this was coming. So that was the crossroads. Is like, you know what, I think I need to take the chance and start my own office, my own brokerage. And I wasn't even a broker yet, which is crazy. So I hired my friend's mom, who held a broker's license in Florida for 30 years. And I just used her license as a managing broker until I was eligible to get my broker's license.
Okay. Yeah.
It was definitely a chance that, you know, going and leasing an office and taking that plunge and not knowing if any agents were going to follow you or not.
Sure.
And so that was definitely the fork in the road where I'm glad I did it. It was rough. First 2 years were definitely rough.
Yeah.
Had a lawsuit my first year that, you know, someone sued us for something that an agent did that, you know, I had nothing to do with, but you know, at the end of the day, the broker's liable.
Yeah.
But you know, we stuck it out, and you know, I have an incredible staff now. I have some great equity partners, and you know, I feel like we're making waves in our area.
Yeah. Very cool. What is it? What's some of the biggest challenges you've seen from, you know, early on, maybe when I don't know how fast you grew. Probably, I imagine it seems like you're the kind of guy that probably grew things pretty fast, but going from, you know, the early days to, you know, less agents to where you're at today with 5 offices, over 400 agents. What are some of the unique challenges that you've seen in between there?
Yeah, so definitely building the agent base, you know, is the hardest part. You know, getting people to follow your concept and believe in you, and believe in yourself when you're going out recruiting agents and, posting on social media. It took a little bit for me to believe in myself fully as a broker, to have that confidence and, to really challenge myself, so to speak, to going out and getting agents. And once I got over that hurdle, I felt really good about it, really confident in doing that. But and also retaining agents. It's one thing to get them to join and get them to sign up, but as you know, in this business, it's a cutthroat business. Agents get into it thinking they're going to make $1 million overnight, and then when they don't, 2 months down the road, they get discouraged and quit. So one of my biggest challenges, we get a lot of brand new agents. So I really thrive on helping brand new agents, get to their first couple deals. And I would say that that's a major hurdle and challenge to get new agents on their way.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question. I know, because I'm familiar definitely with your industry, and I know like brokerages are trying to, pluck agents from different brokerages all the time, right? So as a challenge as a leader, what are some of the biggest factors that you've really focused in to retain the people that you do bring in?
Yeah, so we incorporated a really awesome CRM the last 2 years. So that really helps agents with their branding and marketing. Try to innovate the business every day. I was on a podcast yesterday, and he asked me, what's your favorite thing to do, or what gives you empowerment and gives you new ideas for your business. And I said traveling. I love traveling to big cities, New York, Chicago, LA, Miami, and just walking the city on foot in the different bureaus of New York City. And I feel like compared to little Naples, Florida, there's a lot more going on in the world. And when I come back to Naples after traveling, I just have a sense of empowerment and new ideas and stuff I want to incorporate into my business. So to keep up with the bigger brokerages and the big corporate monsters, I have to constantly innovate and add new tools and softwares and technology and new ways to create leads for agents and so on. So I would have to say that.
Yeah, definitely. How much time is put into training
the agents?
Yeah.
So a lot. So I'm a
Okay.
non-competing broker. I gave up selling, when I started this brokerage, just to be a non-competing broker. And I'd market myself as being available 24/7. So, it's nothing for me to get a phone call at 11:30 at night, laying in bed, and the agent's writing a contract, and I'll answer it. I'll be out fishing, golfing. I answer my phone no matter what.
Yeah.
And, we do a ton of in-person trainings at every office weekly. But we have the open door concept here, and I have an amazing staff and amazing broker associates. So all my agents know, they can walk in off the street at any time and plop down, next to someone, and they're going to get some one-on-one help.
Love it. That's great. Yeah, very cool. As we start to wrap this up, if there's one or two things that you could give to the listener that would help, if they were to implement that right here today, it would help move their life forward today, what would that be?
Just don't be so scared to take an educated risk. I'm big on, not really thinking things through as far as taking a risk. But if you're going to jump into starting a business or jump into real estate, follow through with exactly what you said you were going to do, or what your business plan was. Follow through with it. Don't get sidetracked. Don't worry about the money. Don't get caught up in buying the materialistic things or working because you want to buy a brand new car at the end of the road. Do it for the right reasons, and just follow through with exactly what you say you're going to do.
Yeah, absolutely. What's the best way to follow you? And, maybe somebody's listening in Florida or in that area that's in the business and wants to take a look at your brokerage as well. Like, you're on social media. Is there a main website people could check you out at?
Yeah. So I'm big into Instagram. So you can find me at Josh Marzucco if you search my name, or the realist broker. on Instagram, and the same with Facebook. But our website is MarzuccoRealEstate.com, so you can get some more information about the brokerage that way. But I put a lot of content on my Instagram,
Okay.
a lot of training videos, and a lot of marketing content, and geared towards helping real estate agents get business.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So we'll get that linked up for everybody. If you're listening, stay here. Don't go anywhere. If you want to hear from more incredible guests like Josh, just stay tuned for the next episode. Appreciate you, Josh. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Nate. I appreciate it.